It was hard for me to give up my old blame list. It was so comfortable blaming the government and blaming my negative relatives and the company policy, unions, wage scale, economy, interest rates, crises and circumstances and all that. That was difficult for me to give up. That was quite a transition for me to make, and blaming myself. But Mr. Shove started out with something very, very important. Let me give that to you. He said, it's not what happens that determines the major part of your future. It's not what happens. What happens to us all. He said the key is what you do about it. It's not what happens, it's what you do about it. And he said if you will start that process of change, do something different the next 90 days than you did the last 90 days, like picking up the books to read. Do something different like the new health disciplines, relationship with your family, whatever it is, doesn't matter how small it is. If you'll start doing different things with the same circumstances, since we cannot change the circumstances, but we can change ourselves. We can change what we do. Then he gave me another secret to success when he said, what you have at the moment, Mr. Rohn, you've attracted by the person you've become. What you have at the moment, you've attracted by the person you've become. Few little simple principles here. Once you understand these, it starts to explain so much. Now, sometimes it's a little tough to take, blaming yourself instead of the marketplace, taking responsibility instead of putting it off on someone else. That transition sometimes is a challenging mission. And this one was a little tough for me. He said, Mr. Rohn, you've got pennies in your pocket, you've got nothing in the bank, the creditors are calling, you're behind on your promises. And he says, here's how that occurs. You've attracted, up until now, you've attracted the things to you because of the person you've become. Now I said, well, how can I change all that? He said, very simple. If you will change, everything will change for you. You don't have to change what's outside. All you've got to change is what's inside. To have more, you simply have to become more. And then he said, don't wish it was easier, wish you were better. Don't wish for less problems, wish for more skills. Start working on yourself, making these personal changes. And he said, it'll all change for you.
You do not have to complicate this thing. You don't need an education to do this. You just need the principles of success. I'm telling you, man, I took these $25 jokes and I turned them into a lifestyle. You can take this God-given gift that he gave you and stop thinking of how to make $1 million. Just go make $10 and do everything 10 times as hard. Now, it's gonna be hard. Understand that. It's gonna be very hard. But you ain't got nothing else to do. Because let me tell you something about being not successful. Being not successful, that's really hard too. So you might as well apply yourself to something that has a benefit. I'm telling you, that's how you make $1 million. Quit tripping. You have the way. God has already given it to you to make $10. All you gotta do is do it in multiples. You have it in you, you just gotta apply, and you gotta believe that it can happen for you.
Lasting greatness is not found in the roar of a crowd or the flash of the spotlight. No, it is found in the quiet, relentless grind of those who choose to work hard in silence. You see, the greats throughout history, the true titans of industry, the innovators and the pioneers, they didn't seek the spotlight. They didn't need the validation of others to propel them forward. They were driven by an inner fire, a relentless passion to master their craft, to push the boundaries of what was possible. And they did it all while staying out of the limelight, content to let their work speak for itself. Think about the great inventors. The Edisons, the Teslas, the Wrights, they toiled for years, experimenting and iterating, facing setback after setback, all the while quietly honing their skills and perfecting their creations. Because when you work hard in silence, when you let your actions and your results do the talking, you build a foundation of true, lasting success that no amount of flash or fanfare can ever replicate. You develop a depth of knowledge, mastery of your craft, that sets you apart from the rest. And when the time comes to step into the spotlight, when the world finally takes notice of your accomplishments, it's not because you've been craving the attention, but because you've simply been too busy creating something truly remarkable. And my friends, that is the true power of working hard in silence. It's not about seeking validation or attention. It's about tapping into a wellspring of your own potential, about relentlessly pursuing excellence for its own sake. It's about finding joy and fulfillment in the process, in the daily grind, in the quiet moments of progress and growth. Because let me tell you, the true rewards of working hard in silence, they far surpass anything that the world can offer. It's when you've put in the hard yards, when you've honed your craft to a razor's edge, there's a sense of pride and satisfaction that comes from knowing that you've truly earned your success.